As gatekeepers, there's a lot of information that's hidden from people. Bloemfontein was amazing, was beautiful. Bloemfontein was green. It was called the city of rose for a reason. We can beat this economy, the hunger and the struggle. We can beat it fire.
What's your trauma?
We have 4 hectares. We have started. We bought it ourselves. We didn't get any assistance. To do a lot of things, chisanyam, all those things. We tried everything before we get to farming. Taxi industry. There's people that have been doing the taxi industry from since 1994 up until today. But you buy a taxi today, what is bad about trial and error? It hits you in the pocket. Because you try something and then it doesn't succeed. It's these youngsters, we call it my 2000. So they should give us land, man. They shouldn't shy away from land because there's enough land. Someone has 1,000 hectares. What are you doing with that 1,000 hectares?
Do you eat from your own garden? Now, brother man, let me welcome on the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much. You're welcome, man.
Look, I'm so impressed to have you here because we will speak about things that I haven't spoken about before, like things like farming and business in farming, that part. There are some questions that I've had almost for my entire life, wanting to ask a fellow brother how things look like there. I mean, so many people speak about the question of land. They speak about black people in farming. There's a lot of conversations that happen around that. So I'm with a faith that you're gonna help us to answer these questions based on your experience. But before we get to that point, for someone who's watching this, if they had to understand the person that you are, what is it that they need to know about your childhood? How did you grow up? And what are some of the challenges and the happy times that shaped the type of person you are today?
Okay, now my name is Nabo, as you mentioned, born and bred in Bloemfontein in Free State. I stayed here in Free State for more than 15 years. I was around here in Free State. And then before I left Bloemfontein, I'll tell you just now where I was. Bloemfontein was amazing, was beautiful. Bloemfontein was green. It was called the city of rose for a reason. So that's when I fell in love with nature, with farming, with everything that is to do with agriculture. So I left Bloemfontein. I went to stay in George in 2000 and I think it was in 2009. No, 2010. I went to stay in Western Cape. That's when I saw that people are taking farming serious that side, because it's mostly into this other race. They in it like with all the resources. They have resources. That's what I saw that side. These people, they have resources. They can produce a lot. They can make a profit margin that is like that. We as black people, we cannot even reach the half of that amount that they do. So basically, I grew up like the farming thing. Let me just begin with the reason why we even entered farming. It's because I have a cousin brother who bought this farm that we're operating at. He wanted to immerse farming with technology, with IT. He's an IT guy. So the time in 2019, when we bought the farm, it was to bring technology, in fact, IT with farmers. With that regards, my brother's developing few apps whereby farmers can they can sell their products, they can promote their products, their livestock. We deal with livestock most of the time. And then, so we develop apps whereby you can even manage your stock without even going to your thing, to your corral and count your stock. We can do it via apps.
Really?
Yeah. And then we're gonna launch it maybe towards the end of this year, maybe January, we're gonna launch it. And then there's a lot that we want to empower youth to be part of this farming, because there's a lot of opportunities in farming, and there's a lot of what you call hunger nowadays. And then I think with farming, guys, we can we can this economy. My problem is the economy. We can beat this economy, the hunger and the struggle. We can beat it via farming. And then with that regards, as I was mentioning, the technology with farming is gonna emerge nicely, whereby these young farmers, they like technology. They want to be on their phones. They want to be on their smartphones every day, so they don't have to be out there with personally doing those things. So with that regards, man, I encourage everyone to take part in farming. I know not everyone has a love for farming, but farming wants love. Because with farming, we're not only uh, doing animals, only crops. No, we're doing a lot of things. We divest. We even started to venture in rabbit farming. We partnered with Agribrinia. Those guys are dealing with rabbits. So we partnering with the guys. We want to put more. We want to make farming interesting. We might want to make it something that even your child, if he goes to the farm right now, he won't get bored when he gets to the farm. You want to make it nice than before. You remember back in the days, farming was just farming. People would just put crops there and animals. That will be it. But now we want to make it more more interesting for people, especially in Free State, man. I just hope things could turn around because of agriculture, farming, lack of land, lack of resources. Those things are are killing our farmers, especially our commercial farmers, those small scale farmers like us. They're killing us resources. We don't have resources. But then we're gonna go to that part later in the interview.
All right, look, now, before we dive, like you have said right now, into the economics, the operations of farming, the ups and downs of it, if you are comfortable with this question, what are some of the businesses that you started before you get to this point? And like, what are some of the lessons that you had around those businesses?
As I was, like, we were talking about that question that you're asking now in the car on our way here. When I was in Western Cape, we used to sell clothing. We buy we'll buy clothing from someone, we order them from Joburg, and then we sell them. And then we used to do a lot of things, buy chisanyam, all those things. We tried everything before we get to farming. We tried, but then there was no market for us, because if you check nowadays, people are doing the same thing. It's up to you how you're gonna construct it. So we decided, okay, let's take whatever that we're doing on the side and mix it with farming. We're still selling clothes. We're still trying to do all those things that we were doing. We didn't leave everything behind. Everything is still on stake. We're still doing everything that we were doing, but then we run it under farming.
Yeah, I see. So the hunger for business, or maybe the passion for business, where is that coming from exactly? Is it coming from the fact that we suffering socioeconomic issue like unemployment, or maybe where does it stem from?
Basically, you're right with socio-economy, because I've noticed that with farming, let's personally with why we decided to convert it to a business, because of not everyone in our household or in your household is qualified or has a job. So it gives us an opportunity for job creation as well. In our family as well, there are those guys that are not working. We take them to come do something here, do some crops. You good with what to do it. There's a space for you to do it. So that's what is encouraging us to do farming, job creation for everyone, for our family, for our cousins, for everyone that is struggling. It's not only open to the public, but also assisting in the family, because not everyone is working. The economy is hard. Even if you're working, you still need to do side hustle. And then I think farming is the best way to do side hustle. And then we were talking about the other thing about we normally auction our thing. We go to auction to sell our livestock. But then we decided, like, no, let's stop giving these people money. We're giving these guys money because they're making money out of what we give them. We go to the auction now with a nice pig, nice breed, beautiful breed, that you can make a lot of money if you can slaughter it. But because of we don't have, we are not credited to slaughter and everything. You have to go to abattoir. Abattoir requires this and that.
Or there's an accreditation for slaughtering.
Yeah, they will tell you they need license for slaughter. So there's people there in location that are slaughtering, selling pigs. We also do it, but then we are not credited to do that. But then we do it to generate income as well for those animals to feed themselves as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Everything now is coming out of our pockets. There's guys that are working there. There's 2 guys that are helping us. Month end, they have to get their salary. They're looking after our livestock. They're busy with crops. They're making sure the plot is safe. So the money cannot just come out of our pockets. Something that in the farm needs to operate something. If ever we're having some assistance with something smaller than thing just to turn the soil or maybe to plant the crops, that will help a lot. So everything is coming out of our pockets. So that's why we also decided to now we're gonna slaughter this and take some of them to the auction. But then auction as well is not a safe place because it's not guaranteed. You can go there hoping to get 5,000 for a cow and then you get like 2,000. And those people that are buying it, they're making double the amount that you are making. So that's the challenges that you are facing currently. We don't have resources. We don't have a knowledge. Most of our people don't have knowledge, especially when you can produce thousands of pigs or thousands of rabbits. But then if you don't have knowledge where you're gonna sell them, how you're gonna convert them to money, that's what is killing us. Because even me, you can go to our farm, we have a lot of spinach, we have a lot of onion, we've planted a lot of crops. But then where are we gonna sell them? When you go to these wholesalers, you're gonna get the penny. You're not gonna get. Maybe you sell the bunch there, one bunch, because they required. Last time I went there, like 500 bunches every week, and then, but then when you sell them, they're gonna give you 5 rand for one bunch, and then they're gonna sell it with 12 rand. You see, like we need to pay for water, we need to pay the guys that are working for us, and then the third party is gonna make more money than you. Which is the third parties didn't even work that much. You put the whole hard work to grow a pig. That means because we specialize with pigs a lot, and then to sell, let's say to grow a pig for 2 months, it's gonna require a starter, a grower. Those are the feed for the animal to have to grow fast and then to have a nice meat. You need to feed them those things, and one bag is like 600 bucks. So imagine for 2 months, those things, how many bags they're gonna eat. And then you wanna take them away to the auction. When you get to the auction, those guys don't wanna charge you, they're gonna pay you like 2,000 things. You spend like 2,000 rand to buy food and you're not making any profit. So that's why I'm saying black people are suffering when it comes to selling or maybe not basically selling to produce it's simple, but to sell it's something else. We do have a lot of stock, but then we don't know where to sell. They want this and they want that. There are a lot of gatekeepers as well. So that's one thing that it's a challenge about, especially in our commercial, small scale farming. It's very challenging. Gatekeepers. If ever we can have a fairness, at least let's say you're better than someone that doesn't have a land or who hasn't started. We have 4 hectares. We have started. We bought it ourselves. We didn't get any assistance. Why can't someone or somewhere government can say, okay, guys, we already started. What do you need? Where can we help? What assistance do you require? Small nyana thing, we don't have to do much. Government, we don't need much from it. Just to give us a guidance where guys can raise the market. You guys are selling this, let's give you the market at least. Or we already have a land. What do you need? You need water. You need what? Because even water is expensive. But we do have a borehole, but that borehole as well is requiring a lot of electricity. So all those things are challenging, but then we're navigating them. And then what I like about the youth today, it's more into farming. I was at the auction last week, and then I was so like amazed to see a lot of youth farmers, young farmers, man, and they're in it, like they're in it with both hands. And then if ever these gatekeepers are there can get out of our way, we can go far. These old guys that have been in farming now, they don't want to give us information how to do this. They've been doing this. It's like in the taxi industry. There's people that have been doing the taxi industry from since 1994 up until today. But you buy a taxi today, it's going to be difficult for you to make a profit in one day. But those guys that have been on the game, they will never share with you that how to navigate to make profit as well. So same as farming as well. We do all these things. These old guys that have been on the game for a long time, they are the gatekeepers. But then these young farmers, they are navigating all these things. They are coming together. The only thing that's gonna make us succeed is to collide, to like work together as
unity, yeah.
unity. And then we already started with the guys behind you as well. We combining ideas. They're coming with their own own ideas. Own maybe now they're having we're having a rabbit farm there, techno farm where we breeding those rabbits. They came with the idea. They gave us training as well, and then we decided to like collide and do something. Anyone is like welcome. Let's just share the values. Let's share the information. We don't have to compete. Some of the things they don't require competition. Yeah, competition is very necessary, but some of the things they are not necessarily to be competed for. So let's come together as young people, young farmers, and let's do this thing. And the other challenge that I wanted to mention is that you go to varsity or college or any tertiary institution, you study farming as a young black person. You study farming there for 3 years, 4 years. You come back, your mother, your father, your cousin, your auntie doesn't have a farm. What's happening to us? What's going to happen? Where are you going to get this experience? Where are you going to express or do what you have learned for? That's our challenges. We have a lot of qualified young farmers that went to the varsity and everything, but they come back with those certificates. Where are they going to do these practices? They cannot do the practices because these guys that are qualified, and you go to, I don't know if I could mention that race here, but then that race, and then you went there, we go there and ask for a job, they will tell you that you are qualified, we cannot pay you that amount. You just need experience, you don't need anything much. So that's my worry. What's going to happen in future with our youth that are currently now studying farming? What's going to happen to them when they come out of the universities? Because even me, I'm lucky to have my cousin bought a farm because of I loved farming. But then we didn't have a farm. No one had a farm at my family where I would visit in school holidays. We go into my grandfather's farm or something to learn about those things. We learn as we go. Everything we just learn as we go. We bought a farm and then we decided we learn as we go. We've been doing trial and error since for 4 years. Trial and error. We try these chickens. We try this. We try that. And then it's trial and error. And then what is bad about trial and error? It hits you in the pocket. Because you try something and then it doesn't succeed or you don't get the market and it hits you in the pocket again. You try, let me try chickens. Let me put 100 chickens or 1,000 chickens there. And then you don't have a market for those chickens or they die. It hits you in the pocket because you were trialing. It's just a trial. And then an error, it's coming with an expense as well. So those are the challenges, but then we're navigating around them.
Interesting. Now, I call what you just spoke about right now tuition fee in business, like those costs that you faced through trial and error. I take it's a tuition fee. I wanted to ask you something. Did you go to school for farming?
I didn't go to school for farming, but luckily I'm surrounded by qualified guys. I'm like very lucky. Like everyone that is around me did farming, they did agriculture. We learned from them. I didn't go to farming school or any agriculture.
Yeah, that answered one of the questions I had in my mind. Like, can one start farming without having gone to school? So that answered what you're saying. You said what matters is experience in the space of farming, which is something that I realize even with other courses around school. So at school I did business. I had only few modules that were relatable to the like real time.
Yeah.
You understand? Some modules were outdated and stuff. So I actually want to have a discussion around that. How like which one is important if one wants to start embarking on the space of farming? Do they have to go to school or they just have to get experience? And what are some of the shortest way to get the experience that you're talking about?
To go into school it's very important. I won't shy away from that. If you go to school, it's a bonus for you.
Yeah.
And then if you have love for farming, it's another thing. You might not be an engineer or electrician, but then you're good, man. You can do those things, like more than someone that is qualified for that. Someone you can go to school for the sake of my family wanted me to study farming. Go to school and you come back, you don't have love for those things, for farming. So you have to have a passion. You can go to school but come back with a passion. You have to, be willing to learn, fail, listen, ask questions when necessary. Don't think that you can do everything by your own. Nah, collaborate with people. The collaboration is the most important thing. If you collaborate, you're gonna learn fast. And then don't be scared to make mistakes. Even me, like to plant crops, I thought I knew, because when I was growing up, I was just plant spinach or something. I thought I knew how to plant those things because they will really grow. But then when you're in the farming space, there's a way, certain way of, the way you want it to grow, not like the in Kasi whereby I wanna plant 3 of whatever, tomorrow it's fine, it's gonna come up now. There's a certain way if you wanna make money out of it. But then so far, I just hope young farmers could have a passion for it, because if you can check these days, the economy is gonna take people back to the life that we were living back in the days. People were running away from farms and say, I won't stay in the farm. What? Now we're facing load shedding, we're facing this and that. Rents are very expensive. So the best way, buy a house at the farm or just buy a small, even if it's 4 hectares or 1 hectare, make most out of it. You don't have to stay there, but just make out of it. We need land.
I see. I want to ask a question around graduates in agriculture. What do you think hold them back in having? I know you mentioned things like resources and stuff, but in having the actual experience. This question actually comes from the concern I had with one of like, I don't know how to put it, but is a daughter of my friend's mom, right? So this lady studied agriculture, and she went very high level on the trajectories of it, but she ended up becoming a teacher's assistant and ending up something like 3.6. I don't know how much they earn, but I was thinking about the time that was invested in going to school, and you come back, you find out like you're not saving to what you studied.
It goes back exactly to what I've mentioned, whereby we have a lot of students that are currently now, as we speak, that are studying farming. And then their parents or grandfathers, grandparents, they don't never had a farm. What's going to happen to them? Where are they going to get experience? It's very annoying to the extent where even if when I'm at the farm and I see students I always see students that are like from Motel or somewhere, UT, there are students that are working there. I always watch those students, they're like 60 students and it's a small farm. And I'm checking, there's nothing to do at that farm currently. They only have like few crops there. And I'm checking what experience are you going to get there? And from there, how are you going to make a living out of what you have learned there? Because if we don't learn much from those small scale farms. We need farms, man. We need a farm. We need factories where we're gonna go after slaughtering a cow. We need to go. We learn the factory, the process, from farming to the market, from the market to the people. All we need to learn that chain. But how are we gonna learn that chain? Where are we gonna learn it? Because we don't have that opportunity as well.
So there's limited farms and there's demand for jobs in those. I want to ask this question again. What's your response to the question of land? There's this notorious answer that we get when you talk about land, like distribution of land to Black people for things like farming and stuff, and people like would counteract that statement with something like Black people cannot farm, or they're not interested in farming.
One thing that comes to my mind is limited access to credit and capital. It's difficult for a Black person to go to the bank and now apply for a loan to buy a farm. You know how difficult is that? You have to be, I don't know how, or get some connection, or maybe take your savings or your pension money to buy a land. If you go now to the bank and apply for a land, it's gonna be a very, 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 it's gonna be a struggle. And low profit margin. Us, we have small space. We have like 4 hectares. There's nothing much you can do. Even if you can have cows, you cannot have more than 10 cows because of you don't have enough grass. So how you gonna sell? How you gonna make profit if you don't have enough space to sell or to produce your thing, your products if you don't have enough space? And then that's the thing about the land. We don't have enough space. We don't have enough capital to buy the spaces to buy the land. And then the other thing is that some of our old grandparents, they've lost their lands. We do have lands somewhere somehow, but then you'll never know it's owned by John van Wyk from somewhere. But then that's the thing about the land here in South Africa. But then I was in Eastern Cape the other day. That's where I was impressed because in Eastern Cape, the land forum, whatever, of Eastern Cape is really working with the community. It gave community land, like each and every corner. There's young farmers. There's the one farmer that I met, she's producing a cabbage and beetroot. That girl, she's young. I'm sure she's 22 years, but then she's working very hard. Eastern Cape, I think, Free State should learn from Eastern Cape. They should give us land, man. They shouldn't shy away from land because there's enough land. Someone has 1,000 hectares. What are you doing with that 1,000 hectares? You won't use all of it. Give a portion to anybody that are willing to like make use of it, to make money out of it. We cannot have land that's laying around here, but there's no use, there's no resources, there's nothing, it's just the land. If you occupy that space, then you're in trouble. 2 days, you're going to get the letter to go to court. But that land doesn't do anything.
I agree with you in the Eastern. I'm from the Eastern Cape, so we are sitting on 25 hectares.
Wow.
But it's through my grandfather. Fortunately, we know like the history of our land. If we didn't, we have these conversations about land with my family that if we didn't know, we could have lost it to other people. So
Exactly.
I understand what you are saying, and let's talk about like the economics of farming itself. Just like any other business, you find like if you wanna go high in the trajectories of profits, it's just hard. What are some of the challenges that you face, like inside the business as a farmer, not those ones that are coming like from the external environment? What are some of the challenges that you face inside?
The challenges that we face most is the climate change. I don't know if it's part of the question that you're asking.
Yeah.
Climate exchange, we've been trying to produce other crops like chilies. Some of the things, because of this climate that doesn't know itself these days, I don't know. Because of one day it's like this, tomorrow it's like that. And then our crops, they don't even know where they stand now. So if ever we can have, I don't know how to tackle that problem, because of none of us can do nothing with climate exchange unless you check. That's the thing about that. And then, as I've mentioned before, we need space. We need space to make money. And then because of we creating jobs, man. If you go now to the farm now, we have like 3 people that are working for us. 2 is permanent, 1 is just a part-timer. So if ever we can have more space and then more land, I think we can beat this poverty thing. And then the other thing about the challenge that we're facing as personal is the soil. If ever we can have a proper soil whereby we can test the soil, or where we can go without because we did try to face to talk to these other people that are testing soil at University of Free State. But then they hit to the corners. And then we decided like, nah, let's just leave it, and then we just plant whatever that we need to plant, because we need a proper way, someone that will come and say, this soil is good for that, this soil is good for that, to test our soils. So that's the challenge that we have there, because we don't know when and what to go to plant.
Yeah, this is the question I want to hit back on. I just want to make sure that I understood you very clear. The matter of farming is not the matter of race. Even like any race can plant, can plant things, they can grow, animals and stuff.
No, what you are saying right now, it takes me back to us South Africans as well. We also need to blame ourselves because we don't want to work with our hands. We don't want to work with our hands because of I've noticed there in Bloomsbury where we're having a farm. Whenever we need people to come and work part-timers, we need to come to the location. Look at, you have to drive 40 minutes to come and get people that's going to work for you. Because our people, they don't want to work, they don't want to work with our hands, with their hands. And then the struggle is that even if you can give them land, because they do have, some of black people, they do have land, but they are not doing anything. And there are people that are really, really need land. That are really, even if it's just a portion, in this space, it's enough for them to make a living out of it. You don't need much land to make money. But then it was, if ever the bigger the better. But then the space like this, you can also still generate some margins out of it. So yeah, anyone can do farming, man. Farming, even at your backyard as well, you can produce, do something, make money, generate income, do something. I think this generation can like dwell in that.
Do you eat from your own garden?
Yeah, my man. I had this other interview last week. I told them I have everything, my man. I don't know. I feel bad if I will buy something at the shop. I'll be like, I have this thing, was there at home. Why am I buying this? Why am I doing this? Nah, man. Even if I can leave here and go to Cape Town now and I have to buy spinach or onion or something or some carrots, I don't feel okay. I just wish I could call my dad, hey man, I'll go post that spinach, man. Because there's a lot of spinach, there's everything there. Why am I buying this? So that's the advantage about farming.
That's impressive.
That's the best part about farming. You don't get to buy everything. We don't have to, as black people, buy everything. There's a smaller yana garden there. Man. If it's winter, research what can you plant in winter. If it's summer, what can you plant in summer? Then you know you saw that. I'm telling you.
I see your skin is very clear. Would you say some of the benefits that you eat your own food? The food that is not
organic. yeah. We really trying to be. Even if when we plant the guys they produce they introduce the rabbit, what you call it, rabbit urine. We use it to plant our veggies and they come out very beautiful. And then as you can see, man, just go stay at the farm just for a month, man. Then you even you can feel yourself as well, like I can know. So I think that's the best life you can like live it. Yeah, we stayed in town, man. It's nice, you see people and everything, but life is wild.
What do you say when you see like people like moving maybe from their own, like for instance, I'm from Eslalini, like people like me moving from Eslalini and coming to town.
I'm like these people. That doesn't matter anymore because as I've told you, we used to live life like that whereby we're not going to stay in town, we're going to stay in locations. We don't know the benefits that we left behind there in the family. There's a lot of benefits. I can tell you now, my man, even if it's load shedding here everywhere in South Africa, I know there I'll never get load shedding. I'll never run out of water. I have a borehole. You see the lack of water here in the location, Western Bloemfontein, there's a lack of water. So I know there by the farm, there's water, there's electricity. I don't get load shedding that easily. Maybe power failure somewhere, yes. But everything, just that we're far away from shops, like from town and everything. But man, that doesn't matter, man. Life is there. Life is there. You don't have to stress about anything. When you're there to relax. And the other thing why we bought the farm, it was to have the family, everyone, if you want to build your own house there, build your own house. Cousins, whoever, we wanted to do that in Kandla vibes. Like,
oh man.
Yeah, we wanted to do that basically. But then my brother was like, no, I've studied IT, how about we do this and that and that? And then, I get IT and farming together. But then besides still, it was at the back of our minds that we wanted to do Nkandla vibes there, everyone can stay there. And then if you go into work, you just drive from the farm, you come back, and then you're safe, you're not paying rent, you're not paying electricity. Food is just at the back of the corner. So that's basically what that we wanted to do. But we got a bit of greediness to like, let's make money, man. We know the plan was to have family around, everyone can build their own house here, but then let's just capitalize on that. And then if God grace and then we can buy a bigger farm, then we can do that. Then we can do that. But then we're working towards that as well to increase the hectares. We own 4 hectares right now. And then probably in 10 years or 5 years to come, we'll be on 10 hectares or so. But then, or maybe 20, that will be a bonus.
With you working with the plants, animals, what are some of the things that you have made philosophy out of that became like principles of your life that you learned and observed around the farming space?
You you know, last year when I got here in Free State, when I started to stay at the farm, I was scared even to touch a chicken or a sheep.
Yeah.
You check. So, but then 6 months later down the line, yeah, I became free. I could stand, I can brush the pig. I can like make them comfortable as well. To like, if someone comes, they mustn't run or back or something. So I make them feel comfortable as well. Then when it comes to pig, I can master the market of pigs. Just that at the moment, food is very expensive, but we're trying to make sure that we still run the business. When it comes to pigs and onion, those things are my. I will plant onion up until I die and come back again. I'll still plant onion because of that increase of prices last of last year? Last of last year, onion was very expensive, very much expensive. Because I went to the shop on Thursday after work. I bought onion with 4 rand. I went back again, it was 7 rand. I'm like, when did we get here? From 4 rand to 7 rand. Why? Onion, why? This thing was 1 rand 2 years ago. Now we buy it with 7 rand. So I was like, let me just capitalize on that as well. Let me have onion, that's my baby. But now I'm embarking on chili sauce. I want to have my own chili sauce. I've planted, in fact, the chilies. So I want to have my own chili sauce, branded our company name. So hopefully, end of this, now early next year, around March, I will bring my sources here.
Yeah, please bring them.
I'll bring some of the things that we're working on.
Please bring them. Now, I want to go back to the question that I recently asked. It was probably vague or maybe very unclear or broad. So the guest that I had said he was talking about mindset, which is basically how people view themselves and the world around them. So you mentioned something about garden. It's like our minds are garden, and I want to assume he probably saw that from his garden. So he was like, our minds are like garden. Everything that you put on, it's got an effect. Yeah. So I'm coming to a thing of, and for instance, from me, I learned a lot from dogs.
Yeah.
Like dogs have this superpower to deal very well with human beings. When it's coming there, it can attract you by just being happy, shaking the tail and stuff, and doing stuff like that. So you learn a lot. So I'm coming from an angle where I ask, like, what are some of the things that you have learned around the space of farming which have changed your perspective because you saw maybe from you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to answer your question, but I have something that I need to like check first. You know, that question, I was talking to my other guy that I work with there. And then, is goose. Is it goose or goose? You see the dogs. They like the dogs, man. It's goose. You see, it's goose.
Yeah.
Those things, they are the best parents ever, man. They can parent their babies up until, and they can do a proper job even if a human being that they cannot even do. That's when I've noticed that animals are also like us. They also think like us. They also do things like us. They're overprotective over their children. They make sure their children are always safe around them. If someone tries to pass, the mother and the father, they go and attack that person. They make sure that you don't come close to our babies. They make sure up until they are ready to like stand on their feet that they can like fight for themselves. So that's when I've learned about the pigs as well. The animals are very protective over their children. They make sure that they grow to the extent that they are fit enough to stand for themselves. So it applies to a human nature as well. I wish people can take some of the things from animals. Don't just say it's a cow. Learn that cow. What does it do? How does it? How does it help its child to grow? Because of you can see we have lack of parenting these days. One is there, one is there. The child is alone there, and then depression and all that. But then they can learn a lot from animals. As we mentioned, the dogs as well. They have that. They protect you as well. If someone is coming there, they bark already to give you a notification like, hey, there's someone coming there. Animals, the crops as well. They give you learn, man. You learn a lot from those things. They open your mind. That person was right by saying that. He was actually right.
And I have one. It's probably my second last question. What's your trauma, and how have you dealt with it? What did it do to your life? Let me just explain a little. So I like studying people that are making moves in our society, globally, nationally, and like there's this common thing that I discover around these people is that they all running away from something or chasing something, and the running and chasing doesn't really come like from a desire independently. Sometimes it comes from the past.
Yeah.
Sometimes it comes from like the actual world, seeing maybe someone living this way and you're like, I want to live this way. And there's a quote by Michael Jackson that says, everything that happened when we were a child never went unnoticed in our conscious mind. It lives with us. It's going to impact us.
Yeah, it does.
Like, what's your trauma and how did you deal with it? What is it that, is it even trauma that fuels you to go on wanting to build empire business or wanting to build, business at all?
It's not basically a trauma with me. I think it was a learning curve whereby you produce something, you work hard to get the certain results, and then you get those results, but then they don't give back what you expected. And then you work hard to do something like, as I've mentioned, I'm into pigs a lot, pig farming. And then this one time, this other race, this was my space. His pigs were like on the other side. They started with these pigs. They were like same size, same breed and everything. And then they were auctioning. That guy got like 3,000 for one pig. And they got to me. That guy checked the list. Okay, now whatever. And that guy was like 1.5. I was like, that nigga got like 2.8 for the same breed, same cages, and this thing. Okay, this is how it's working now. Okay, then it's fine. I went home. I started buying a lot of pigs. Buy a lot of food, bread and everything. I gave them food. And then I took my one pig back to the auction. I got back there with 4,000 rand for one pig. I was like, some of the things, they traumatize us and there's a nightmare, but then if ever you take that thing as a learning curve, then you can like overcome the trauma or overcome whatever you went through. So those are the learning curves that we go through as farmers. Someone might make a lot of money out of something that you also produce, but you produce the same thing, same quality, but then you don't generate the same amount of profits. So now, for me, so far, because I only started farming, it's 2 years now I've been in farming, but then I had farming thing that one day it will happen that I run the farm or I'm part of farming. So yeah, we still have gonna face a lot of challenges, and then I definitely sure that if ever West here in Free State things don't change, we're gonna go down the drain with our farming and everything, because of these people are making a lot of money out of us. So let's just, as I've said before, let's hold each other's hands, learn from one another, make money, and leave our children, our grandchildren pavement. You don't have to come and pave the way for them. Let's pave the way for them so that they can just, get a small.
Does the South African government make it easy for farmers to expand their business and to grow, or that's one of the?
Nah, it's lack of information, man. There's a lot of things out there. there's things that you can, like, there's places where you can go and get assistance and everything, but there's gatekeepers, there's a lot of information that's it's hidden from people. Like most of the things that people that are getting funds from is something that is around you, but you don't know that they can help you to get funds, or they can help you to establish the business. Because the most important thing is to get market and then establish the business. You don't have to give us everything. No, just give us the market. Like, guys, after producing this, take them to point A or point B. From there, then it's fine. That's what we need, only the market.
I want to get out. I want to jump out of this like cycle of conversation, which is farming, and ask
Yeah.
about things that are general. What are some of the things that concern you when you look your fellow brothers and sisters in the society? Is there anything at all that bothers you when you look at them, or maybe that's been a constant thought around your mind?
Yeah, it's these youngsters. You call it my 2000. So I think we need to like guide those people. They need guidance. I know they think they figure they know everything, but then it's a struggle to see these young girls and young guys. The life that they're living nowadays is not even the life that we ever thought of. Yeah, I'm still young as well, 30 something. And then, but still, to see young child, young generation. I was telling my other friends, I was like, they were laughing at me that I don't smoke in front of my family members. Doesn't matter, you my cousin brother, my cousin sister, I don't smoke.
Is it something that you don't do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You see, I don't do it at all. But then seeing this young generation doing it in front of your parents, that you are running away from doing it from them, like drinking in front of them, smoking in front of them. I'm older than them with maybe 10 years or 15 years, but they have a nerve to do it in front of the person that you are running away from them, from seeing you.
Where do you think they get it wrong? Is it from social media or from the parents that we are today?
Yeah,
Because remember, like the parents that are raising them are not the one that raised us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things, man. There are a lot of things. Some of them, it's not by choice, but it's surroundings, how they grew up, man. Like the circle they grew up with and the people that they meet at school. You might have a nice child, she's very humble, respectful and everything, but then you don't know when he gets to school, is he like going with, who's he hanging around with. So such things, they are ones that are influencing these youngsters to do all those things that they think they are cool, because they say they are cool, but I don't see anything cool about those things that are doing. The extreme. But then they're smart at the same time. They're very smart. They come in with fresh ideas. They come in with new. They know softwares that they can help them to make money, but they're not using those brains to make money. They're using them to make fun, or maybe to diss someone, or those things, those nasty things. They are not using those things to make money. But nowadays, I can see some of them, they are using those platforms to make money instead of only be chatting, only doing those nasty things. But then I'm happy with the way they think. They're very creative. So we need people like that in farming as well, creative people.
You speak about friends a lot. What does friendship mean to you? Man, I'm so obsessed with relationships and friendships. They mean a lot to me, and I can go down with that. But I'm interested to know, like, what do friends mean to you? I mean, and the other huge part of this question, it's coming from a concern of the current generation that we are more individualistic. We don't feel ashamed or bothered to break friendships, relationships, and stuff like that. What do relationship and friendships mean to you?
Relationship wise, friendship, in fact, friendship wise, I don't have friends. So my friends are my cousins and my work. Those things are my friends up until I'm like, I'm there on that stage where I'm settled. I have everything that I can say. That guy is my friend. Why? Because of that guy was there when I was struggling, was there when I was still trying to push. That I will say is my friend. But the current moment, I can't say I have a friend or whatever, because the business that we're running, it's family. Everything is family orientated. So where I'm from, Cape Town, yes, I did have people that were surrounding me that we call each other friends, but then not basically friends whereby I can say, my guy, I'm in need, I got arrested, I need 3,000 bail, that he can like pop up or can come and assist or something. No, I don't have such friends. But then I think family wise and people that are surrounding me currently, those people I can call them friends to that extent. You check. Because we don't value, sometimes people don't value the same things, but they love the same things. You can love BMW, but you don't value the same things about why I love BMW. You also love BMW. You have your own reasons. So friendships, they can build or they can break you, as I've mentioned. Even if we like in the family, we're running a family business as well, we still have conflicts as well. We still have that thing. And then now it's family business. You cannot be angry forever for this person. It's business. You cannot mix business with pleasure. We can fight in a family meeting, business meeting. But then out of that, we need to be, hey, my man, family still, don't mind. You check. That's the only thing that is challenging about family business, because of you can argue there and you expect me after the meeting you will talk again. That's the thing.
I see.
So yeah, I also value friendships and honest people. I like being surrounded about honest people. Be honest. If you don't love something, you don't like something, or I said something that doesn't align with you, say it. Say there. Don't keep it inside, and then it's gonna break you.
I see.
Because now I don't know what is bothering you about what I've said. So that's why I'm avoiding bigger circle, so that smaller nyana circle.
I see. One last thing. Can you please tell us more about your business, where we can get it? If you have a selling department, because a huge part of my audience is actually based here in Free State. How do we find your products? How do we buy if we want to buy? You can just advertise your business at this moment in time.
Okay, thank you so much. I've been waiting for that. I'm kidding. No, basically we are Technofarm. Technofarm is the name of our business. It's TANCO. Those are our initials. Tepiso, Nemo, Constance, and everything. But then doesn't mean only Tepiso. That T has Tabo, has Sebo, all the family members that are part of farming. So that's the name of the business, Technofarm. And then Technofarm, we have a website whereby it's Technofarm, www.technofarm.co.za. Then you can get everything that you want to know about our work. And then there by the Technofarm also we have Agripreneur. Agripreneur is the guys that we're working with that specialize with rabbits. They specialize with a lot of things, calves. They do a lot of things. We need people like that, man. I wish one of them was here to like explain it abroad, whereby they can give you full details about what things that they're doing that are inspiring. Those guys are working very hard, but maybe one day we'll bring them. We'll be like together here to like explain in full what they are doing basically. So if you can go to Technofarm, under Technofarm you will find Agripreneur. Agripreneur, then just press the link and then we'll give you everything. I will also send you the link as well.
All right, I'm just gonna put it here on this interview.
Yes, it's www.techno.co.za, and then everything is there. Any question, you can even pop a question there. As I told you, my cousin is an IT guy, so you can communicate even there on the website. If ever you have a question, you can just pop a question, and then one of us, either me or him, will answer. It's not AI yet, because people are using AI. Talk to computers these days. You think you're talking to the person, it's a computer. So, but now we're still doing it live. Maybe might get, let's say you ask a question, we'll give you maybe 30 seconds later, 30 minutes latest, we will respond to you, because we're not there yet whereby we can respond to you immediately. But then, please guys, just go to the website and check there. You'll find us there.
All right, thank you, Neo. Thank you so much, man, for joining us on the show. Hopefully, I'm hoping to see you again on another season. Bring more of your guys so that we can
more
learn
information as well, because I might have left some of the information because of the nerves.
Yeah.
But we will we'll give you more information.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, my man. Have a nice one.
Thank you.
Thank you.